I do have a new friend, and I made this English guy in my neighborhood. English people think I'm a genius. Like, no matter what I say, like, I'm gonna go to the store to buy some eggs. Oh, that's brilliant. Wow. I'm buying the eggs, I'm not laying them. That would be brilliant. Yeah. This guy, I have to get him acclimated to New York. It's a very, it's confusing. It's a confusing place. And so I've become like his, tour guide and stuff. So he had never been on the subway. He wanted to bring his bike on the subway, so he hired me to negotiate the deal, So I had to go down there, but before I could say anything, he got into an argument with the subway token booth clerk. Nobody can make themselves understood. It was like a cultural impasse, Excuse me, right? I've got this bicycle. I'd like to bring the bicycle on the tube. May I bring the bicycle on the tube?
What you gonna do? You gonna take that card, you gonna slide it through the slot.
Cheers, I've got a bicycle. The wheels, ching ching. I'd like to bring the bicycle on the tube.
You gonna take that card, you gonna slide it through the slot, the line where the money at, just
Right, I think you've earmarked a bicycle. I'd like to bring the bicycle on the tube.
Look, I can't understand what you're saying. You need to speak English. Ain't no tube down there, there's a choo-choo train.
The dude just snapped. He looks at me, he's like, bruv, how do you New Yorkers understand each other? I was like, knowledge. So for me, this is a real treat to be here. I get to get out of New York a little bit. We went on a vacation, and that didn't go well. I was all excited. My wife surprised me. She's like, we're going to Costa Rica, right? I'd never been there. So I'm like, okay. But she didn't tell me we're staying in the jungle. She's like, it's a health resort in the jungle. Because, that's where you go to get healthy, is the jungle. Hey, you're losing weight. You're working out. Now the tsetse fly bite. You got a little malaria. Sweating. 32 waves, pretty good. 1 week. So I packed nice stuff. I got a little Great Gatsby alligator belt. I don't have my, Shawshank Redemption outfit on. I'm all getting ready. And I'm scared of flying. That's another thing. So we fly the normal plane, but to get there, once you land, you got to catch one of those little planes, and those are the scariest. Like the pilot, if you're scared of flying, the pilot starts it with the hand, and this pilot had an eye patch, and the other eye was lazy. It was looking where the old eye used to be. I'm like, oh, this is not going to be good. So the plane takes off. The engine doesn't sound good. It sounds like somebody sucked up a penny with a dustbuster. Like, I'm like, we're going to die. So, and the pilot, he senses I'm scared. It's only us on the plane, so he keeps looking back and winking with the remaining eye. I'm like, make that eye look that way, because every time it opens, it's looking different directions, like lemons, oranges, make it look that way. There could be geese or something. He's like, aye, and he didn't. So then we land, right? Now we got to catch a raft to the jungle. I'm not Huck Finn. I've never been on a raft, So I'm a little apprehensive. So the guide comes over who's taking us, and I'm asking him questions, that I think are normal questions. I'm like, you got a raft license? You went to raft school or something, a certificate I can see? And the guide's not friendly at all. He says one thing to me. He's like, in the jungle, there is no law. Right? It was kind of passive-aggressive, right? Kind of passive-aggressive. So I'm on a raft, we're going down the river, I'm marinating on this statement, and I look on one side and there's trees, and on another side there's a tree that has fallen. All of a sudden it sprouts eyes and legs and starts following us. I'm like, oh, that's a crocodile. I better tell the guide. I'm like, there's a crocodile back there. He's like, it's time. I'm like, it's time for what? It's time to paddle. I'm like, you got the only paddle. What do I use? The hand. I'm not putting the hand in the water. I saw that movie with J-Lo and Ice Cube and stuff jumps out of the water. All I could think is the crocodile saw the belt and wanted revenge. You killed my cousin. So, we make it to the land. And we're staying in huts. And again, there's no Costa Ricans there. There's no Americans. There's only Germans. I don't understand. If you ever go to a hot place, there's always Germans there. It's a very painful sounding language, and they're always sunburnt red, and they have the little tiny bathing suits that leave nothing to the imagination. The little hammocks. with the whole fruit bowls in there. And I think that's how that language got invented. You know, thousands of years ago, German went to a hot place, got all sunburned, like, ooh, my butt on fire. This is how we talk from now on. Get down. So I start unloading my stuff. The guy comes over. He's like, don't leave the clothes out because in the night, the howler monkey coming. He taking the clothes. He run it. I said, the what? The howler monkey coming. He taking the clothes. He run it. I'm like, I live in Brooklyn. I'm not worried about the howler monkey. Like the other night, a rat ran over my foot. I was wearing flip-flops and it tickled. So I go to sleep. I wake up the next day. All my stuff is gone. I look up in the tree. There's a howler monkey up there. He's got my shirt on. He's got the collar popped all 80s. It's an 80s howler monkey. I know he's stolen stuff where the sleeves are rolled up. So now my wife wants to go on a hike in the jungle, right? So it's just myself, her, and the guide. And it's one of these situations. I don't know if you guys have ever been in this situation where you're out of your element and the person in charge takes liberties, takes control. You know, like this guy, he's kind of hitting on my wife in front of me. You know, showing her the features of the jungle in great detail. My turn, he loses enthusiasm. He has a machete. It's a really awkward situation, you know. He'll be like, Lulu, break that leaf and chew that one. That's it like the toothpaste for the nature, for the lady. I'm like, what's that? Leaf, you know. You don't see leaf before? Look, that one, that's the Jesus Christ lizard because he run on top of the water like Jesus. I'm like, what's that? Man, look at the leaf. He walked too slow, andale. And then he starts trying to scare me. He's like, shh, what's that sound? I'm like, what sound? He's like, the chancho. The chancho is coming. What's the chancho? What's the chancho? The chancho is a big pig with a tusk. He smelled the gringo. He know they have the money. This make him very angry. Like, how do you get away from the chancho? You climb the tree, but the chancho know you in the tree. He pee-pee around the base of the tree. The chancho pee-pee special come out like a concentrate. You breathe the air, you feel woozy, you fall out of the tree. The chancho bite you, hit you, die! So now, I'm terrified that this pig with a raging urinary tract infection and a working degree of economics is gonna come running out of the jungle. 3 hours later, no chancho, and now this guy wants a tip. And all of a sudden, his English gets really good. He's like, I don't know if you saw, but there was a 20% gratuity at the bottom of that contract. I looked at him, I was like, in the jungle, there is no law. I'm DC Benny, everybody. Thank you so much for having me here. Promo in the house.